Last Saturday, Raul Rosas Jr. fought Christian Rodriguez at UFC 287. Pereira versus Adesanya 2. It was a good fight, a decent competitive fight. Early on, Raul Rosas Jr. came on spamming singles nonstop. Probably attempted like 10, and out of 10, he got like 2 of them. At one point, getting Christian Rodriguez's back. A very deadly position. He was almost able to get the rear naked choke, but Rodriguez survived. And during that whole round, it was very laborious for Raul Rosas. Second round comes up, Raul Rosas tries the same thing. Singles after singles after singles, and noticeably getting tired. Christian Rodriguez catches on to this. He keeps stuffing them and eventually ends up just reversing the position when Raul goes for a takedown. He ends up getting good positions like side, control, mount, and took control of the fight pretty easily in the second round. He never really went for the kill, but he did do a lot of ground control. Third round, same thing. Raul keeps spamming takedowns and gets reversed, and Christian ends up on top like ground control. Raul lost the fight and he lost his undefeated record. And he was being pushed hard. I mean, an 18-year-old being on a pay-per-view card is crazy. He went from 7-0 to 7-1, and the hype train came to a halt. A lot of questions were answered, and a lot of questions started that day. A lot of people started to question Raul Rosas Jr.'s ability, and is he still the next big thing? Today, we're going to get to the bottom of that. You see, Raul Rosas Jr. is 18, and a lot of people are showing him support. Michael Bisping in DC obviously saying, and Joe Rogan obviously saying he's only 18, he's going to get better, blah, blah, blah. And I think the same thing. I think he is going to get better. I think Raul Rosas Jr. Has a lot of potential. He's only, like I said, he's only 18. He's in the UFC already. He's going to get better. But the thing is, the story has came up time after time. A young, overhyped fighter being thrown into the wolves. Why the wolves? Because the UFC is full of wolves. The UFC is not an organization where you get better. It is not meant for that. It's meant to test your skills. So a lot of people can't handle this. If you remember Paige Van Zant and Sage Northcutt, they couldn't handle it. So with Raul being 18, I think he is going to get better, but I think he's in the wrong organization right now. I would take the advice of leaving for a couple years because he's going to keep getting opponents like Christian Rodriguez who are going to be able to figure him out. And what I saw from Raul Rosas Jr. that day is that he has zero striking. I had seen him fight in the past, and I seen him take guys down and submit them, but I had never seen his striking. He literally has none. He was able to throw a jab, maybe like 2 punches, but he wasn't very comfortable on the feet. And striking, just like wrestling, is an art that's really hard to handle. To be a good boxer, a kickboxer, you really have to go in there and put in a lot of time. Put in a lot of time in getting hurt and sparring as well. And if Raul doesn't really have that right now, I don't see him getting any better at striking within the next 3 years. It's going to take 4 to 5 years by the time he's 21, 22. But at the same time, he's going to have to fight guys who are proficient in takedowns, ground game, and striking. Boxers that he can't even check. So what's going to happen? It's obvious what's going to happen is Raul is going to keep losing. I mean, the UFC can only help you so much. I mean, the matchmakers might give him a couple bombs here and there, a couple cans, but eventually, if he keeps winning, he has to fight the top of the heat. And Raul happens to be at 135, which is the most stacked division in the world right now. The top 10 it's just crazy. And Raul doesn't even come close to the top 10. He's 1/10 of the top 10. So him just getting to the next 20 fighters below that, going to be very, very hard. So what do I think happens to Raul? I think eventually he loses 3 in a row and gets kicked out of the UFC. I know the UFC try to hype him up really hard because he's young. He's got that confidence. He's brash. He can talk, and he's Mexican. So people think like this is a good sell. However, I think right now the UFC might be a little too much for him. I think he needs to go back and rethink his position right now. Because, I mean, I can see him in other promotions becoming champion before he hops over right now. But if you keep him in the UFC, he's going to keep fighting killers. It's not going to end well for him. If you disagree, tell me why in the comments. I'll get back to you. Have a good one.